Let me tell you something that took me years to understand. You don't need a perfect beginning to build a powerful life. Nah, see, too many people out here are waiting for the stars to line up, for the pain to pass, for the fear to fade away, before they take that first step. But that's not how strength works. That's not how purpose works. Let me take you back. There was a time in my life when I was broke, uncertain, and feeling like I was running in place. Auditions came and went. The phone stayed silent, and doubt was louder than anything else. It sat beside me at the table, followed me down the street, whispered in my ear every time I looked in the mirror. You're not ready, you're not enough, wait just a little longer. And I almost listened. But then one night, I walked home with another rejection letter in my hand, wet from the rain, my clothes clinging to me like my failures. And I looked up at the sky and said, "What am I even doing?" And right there, something quiet but powerful came over me. This thought, this voice, this truth, start where you are, with what you've got, right now. That moment changed everything. I didn't suddenly become successful. I didn't land the biggest role or win an award. But I moved, I acted, I said yes to the work even if it was small, even if nobody was watching. Because strength, real strength, doesn't wait on the sidelines of life waiting for a perfect situation. It builds itself in the middle of the storm. You ever plant a seed, you don't see nothing for a while, just dirt, just waiting, but beneath the surface the roots are growing quietly, persistently. You've got roots growing too, right now. Even if life feels dry or still. Don't be fooled by the silence. The enemy of progress isn't failure, it's hesitation. That lie that says you gotta be better before you begin. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a big break. You don't need approval. You just need to show up. Start writing the book. Start the workout. Start the healing. Start telling the truth, even if your hands are shaking, even if your heart is heavy, even if you feel like a mess. Because the strongest people in the world, they didn't wait for the sun to shine before they stood up. They stood up in the dark, and the moment you do that, really do that, life starts meeting you halfway. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Let me tell you something most folks don't want to hear. Struggle is not your enemy. I know it feels like it. I know it hurts. I know some of you are carrying burdens right now that make you want to lie down and not get back up. But hear me when I say this. Struggle is not the thing that breaks you. It's the thing that builds you. Strength is forged in the fire, not in comfort. You want to be strong in any situation. Then you've got to understand that every setback, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer, it's not there to destroy you. It's there to develop you. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Think about it. Look at how a blacksmith makes a sword. That steel gets heated red hot until it's glowing. Then it's hammered, pounded over and over again, then cooled, then back in the fire, over and over. And every single time, that metal gets tougher, sharper, more precise. You don't get to be sharp without fire. You don't get to be strong without struggle. Some of you are in the fire right now. Maybe it's a loss, a betrayal, a health scare. Maybe it's just the grind of showing up every day and feeling like nothing's changing. And you're asking yourself, why is this happening to me? But maybe the better question is, what is this making of me? I'll never forget when my career almost stalled early on. People only see the success, the movies, the speeches, the standing ovations. They don't see the days I walked out of an audition feeling crushed. They don't see the scripts I didn't get, the jobs that went to someone else. I used to think maybe I'm not built for this, but every no was shaping me. Every closed door made me more focused, more resilient. It wasn't the wins that gave me strength. It was the struggle. There's a certain kind of character you can't fake. Grit, perseverance, patience. And those things only come from walking through storms with your head high and your soul intact. Some of you are building right now, and you don't even know it. That pain you're carrying, that pressure, that fatigue, that frustration, that's not weakness, that's weight training. Life is putting resistance on your shoulders not to break your back, but to build your backbone. You're not falling apart. You're being shaped, and one day you'll look back and realize that the very things you thought would defeat you were actually the tools God used to define you. So the next time you're in the middle of the heat, don't run. Stand still and know Every blow, every bruise, every burden is building something in you that this world can't shake. There comes a point in life when you have to decide who's going to run the show, faith or fear. Because both can't lead, one of them builds you, the other breaks you, and I'm telling you right now, if you let fear sit in the driver's seat, it'll take you places you never wanted to go and keep you there longer than you planned to stay. Fear whispers the same old song over and over again. What if you fail? What if you're not enough? What if you lose everything? And if you listen too long, it gets louder than your dreams, louder than your calling, louder than your peace. I know because I've been there. There was a time early in my journey when I had every reason to be afraid. I didn't come from privilege. I didn't have all the answers. I didn't know what tomorrow would look like. But my mother, God rest her soul, she used to tell me, Denzel, fear is loud, but it ain't loyal. Faith don't need to shout. It just needs you to listen. And I held on to that, because here's the truth. Faith isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move anyway. It's the voice that says, I don't know how this will work out, but I believe something greater is guiding me through. It's the courage to speak when your voice shakes, to keep going when the road ahead is dark, to trust when the outcome is uncertain. Faith is waking up without the full picture, but showing up anyway. Now I'm not talking about wishful thinking. I'm talking about rooted belief, belief in something higher than yourself, belief that your life has meaning even when it's messy, belief that there's purpose in the process, that the detours are just as important as the destination. You want to be strong in any situation, let faith be your anchor, because fear will paralyze you. It'll have you sitting on the sidelines of your own life, watching others take chances, watching others build dreams while you play small. But faith will pull you up. Faith will have you walking into rooms you didn't think you belonged in, speaking truths you once hid, claiming victories that once felt out of reach. Every major turning point in my life started with a leap of faith, not a contract, not a guarantee, not a plan, but a choice to believe when everything around me said wait, stop, turn back. And every time I took that step, faith caught me. So if you're facing something big right now, something that's got your heart pounding and your hands sweating, remember this: fear is a liar dressed up in logic. It'll give you every reason not to try. But faith is quiet. It won't shove you. It'll invite you. It'll say, come on, we can make it. I've got you. Listen to that voice, and when fear knocks, you don't have to open the door. Let faith answer it. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Discipline is not about control. It's not about punishment. It's about love, real love, the kind that shows up every day, whether it feels good or not. The kind that doesn't just say, I care, but shows it in action. You see, anybody can be motivated when things are going well. Anybody can talk about goals, talk about dreams, talk about change when the mood is right and the lights are shining. But that's not what makes you strong. That's not what carries you through the storms. Discipline is what keeps you standing when the excitement fades. It's easy to work when people are watching. It's easy to talk big when the crowd is clapping. But what about those mornings when the alarm goes off and your body says no? What about the days when the results aren't there yet, when the mirror reflects more questions than answers? What about when you're tired, lonely, disappointed? That's where discipline lives. Discipline is doing what's right when it's not easy. It's choosing growth over comfort, long-term purpose over short-term pleasure. It's the daily grind that nobody sees but everybody feels. I've seen it in my own life. You think the roles just show up, that success just knocks on the door and waits for you to come answer in your robe and slippers. No, it's discipline. Memorizing lines when I'm tired. Showing up on time, every time. Honoring my word even when I'm overbooked and overwhelmed. It's doing the work long after the applause has stopped, because the truth is, discipline is a mirror. It reflects how much you love your future. Not your fantasy, but your real future. The one where you become who you were meant to be, not just who you feel like being today. You've got to love yourself enough to keep showing up. You've got to love your calling enough to keep climbing. You've got to love your potential enough to push past your excuses. Now I know discipline doesn't feel good in the moment. It's uncomfortable, it's quiet, it's often thankless, but what it gives you, oh, what it gives you is freedom, peace, power, strength, that unshakable kind of strength. The kind that can handle setbacks, handle pressure, handle life, because you've already trained for it. You want to be strong in any situation. Then stop waiting for inspiration and start honoring your routine. Build habits that serve you. Speak to yourself with authority. Keep your promises to yourself like they matter, because they do. Every time you choose discipline, you're telling the world, I know who I'm becoming. And more importantly, you're telling yourself, I am worth the effort. And that's love in motion. There's something sacred about pain. Yeah, I said sacred. Not because it feels good, not because we welcome it, but because of what it can do if you let it. You see, pain isn't just something to survive. It's something to transform, something to use. Most people try to hide their pain. They bury it, numb it, outrun it, pretend it didn't happen. But the strongest people I know, the ones who walk with quiet confidence and heavy wisdom, they didn't avoid pain, they faced it, they wrestled with it, and they came out the other side carrying power. Let me be real with you. I've felt pain that knocked the breath out of me. Loss, rejection, moments that made me question everything. I've sat alone in hotel rooms, surrounded by silence so loud it echoed. And in those moments I realized something. Pain is a signal. It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's a signal that something matters, that something inside you is alive, raw, in need of attention, in need of healing. And if you're willing to lean into it, not get swallowed by it, but lean in, you'll find that pain is trying to teach you something. It's trying to give you something, a new perspective, a deeper strength, a purpose you never saw coming. Some of you listening right now, you've been through things no one knows. You smile in public, but you cry in the car. You encourage others while you're breaking in silence. But I want you to hear me clearly. Your pain does not disqualify you. It prepares you. You've been through fire and you think you're ashes, but you're not. You're a phoenix, you're not buried, you're being reborn. The wound you carry, that scar you try to hide, that's your power source. Because somebody out there needs your story. They need to see that survival is possible. That hope is real. That strength doesn't mean you never hurt. It means you kept going anyway. That heartbreak, that failure, that betrayal, that silence, use it. Put it in your art, your parenting, your work. Your words, let it fuel your discipline. Let it deepen your faith. Let it remind you every day that if you made it through that, you can make it through this. Because the most unshakable kind of strength. It doesn't come from things going right. It comes from knowing you've already survived the worst. And you're still here, so don't waste your pain, don't run from it, don't let it define you, but do let it refine you. Let it make you honest, let it make you fierce, let it make you whole. Because once you learn how to turn your pain into power, there's not a storm in this world that can stop you. So now I ask you, who will you be when life gets heavy? When the phone doesn't ring, when the door closes, when the tears come and nobody's watching? Will you fold? Or will you rise? Because you don't have to wait for strength to arrive like a package on your doorstep. You build it, you become it, day by day, choice by choice. You start where you are. You let the struggle forge you. You walk with faith, not fear. You discipline your spirit like it matters, because it does. And when life breaks your heart or bends your back, you turn that pain into power and stand taller than you ever have before. See, strength isn't about muscles. It's about mindset. It's about soul. It's about that quiet fire that says, I may be bruised, but I'm not broken. I may be tired, but I'm not finished. So if you remember nothing else I've said tonight, remember this. You are stronger than your worst day. You are bigger than your biggest mistake. And your future is louder than your fear. Stand up, walk forward, and become strong. Not just when it's easy, but in any situation. Because the world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more powerful souls, and that can be you.